This mini lesson will introduce you to the importance of framing throughout the interviewing and counseling process. Frames are the statements used to organize and guide conversations. Frames indicate to the listener what to pay attention to. For example, if a professor says, "This next topic is very important because it will be on the final exam," the students will be much more likely to listen than they would if the professor left that frame out and just started to present the information. Let's look in a little more detail at the purposes of framing. Lawyer framing statements within legal consultations are used to structure and order the process, to provide clients with a better understanding of consultation activities, to motivate and facilitate client participation in the conversation, to encourage conversational exchanges, to facilitate effective communications, to help establish a collaborative relationship, to keep clients oriented within the consultation, and to guide client participation in interviewing and counseling activities. Let's consider an example. You are defending a criminal client accused of murdering a mall security guard. She tells you she couldn't possibly have done it because she wasn't at the mall that night, but she doesn't tell you where she was and seems reluctant to do so. A follow-up question without a frame may sound abrupt or disbelieving. For example, "Why won't you tell me where you were?" Or, "Well, where were you?" A follow-up question with a frame will indicate to the client that this is a collaborative process and that you need her full participation in the process. For example, "I'm sure you're scared, but it will be very important to your case for you to tell me where you were that night." Or, "Jane, you've told me you weren't at the mall, but you seem reluctant to tell me where you were. In order to help you, I'll need to know everything about that night. Can you tell me where you were?" Effective interviewing and counseling processes share some common techniques with effective written communications. You use headings, topic sentences, and transitions in written documents to help the reader stay oriented. Framing is at least as important for keeping the client oriented in verbal exchanges as it is in written communications. Frames assist in interview guidance and control and should generally do the following: begin each transition in a consultation, provide transitions between interview segments, preview the length and content of a meeting, let the client know that the purpose of the conversation has changed, impose a structure around an interview segment, and provide contextual orientation for consultation segments. You should now have a basic idea of the general use of framing during interviewing and counseling. The lessons that follow each focus on a different type of frame and will provide you with specific examples of each.